moving on to exercise 12E, running and maintenance costs. So again, like I said, there's a lot of costs that come into running a car, and sometimes there are hidden and regular costs that depends on the make, model and age of the car. So this includes maintenance, so services for cars, when you need to get your tyres rechanged and things like that. Repairs, if you have a car accident or there's a scratch or a dent, it's a very unpredictable price for this. Obviously you need to pay for fuel to make the car go. Improvements to the cars, such as adding seat covers, or I know that the boys might be interested in like lowering their cars and things like that. Parking is often a cost that you need to pay, especially if you go to university. You'll be paying for parking when you get there, and trust me, it's very expensive. Tolls when you're traveling on a motorway, car washes if you want to keep your car nice and clean and don't want to do it yourself, and fines if you get pulled over and you're speeding or doing the wrong thing, which I hope none of you will ever get a fine, and if I find out that you do, I'll be so disappointed in you all. Okay, let's have a look at the example. So Julia travels 20,000 kilometers each year in her car. A set of tyres costs $640 and lasts about 40,000 kilometers. Calculate the cost of tyre wear per kilometer. Now, because 40,000 kilometers equals $640, to find the cost of 1 kilometer, we just divide by 40,000 on this side, so that means we divide by 40,000 on the other side. So 1 kilometer is going to equal to 640 divided by 40,000. And that equals 0.016, which is saying that's $0.016, which is like 1.6 cents per kilometer that tyres cost you. Now for B, how much do the tyres cost per year? Well, she drives 20,000 kilometres in a year, and they last 40,000 kilometres, the tyres. So we know that 20,000 is half of 40,000. So we can just do 640 divided by 2. And get an answer, which is 320. Now the other thing we could have done is taken this price here and times it by $20,000, and we just check that it gives us the same result. Yep, it equals $320. So as you can see, tyres are pretty expensive, especially per year when you're driving. You'll find that once you do get a car, you're going to be spending a lot of money that you didn't expect you were going to be spending. All right, having a look at this next one, fuel consumption. This is so important. If you do not have fuel in your car, you cannot go anywhere. So this is important that you understand how this works. So a motor vehicle's fuel consumption rate is the number of litres of fuel it uses to travel in 100 kilometres. The fuel consumption is calculated by filling the motor vehicle with fuel and recording the kilometres travelled from the odometer. When the motor vehicle is again filled with fuel, record the reading from the odometer and how many litres of fuel it takes to refill the tank. The distance travelled is the difference between the odometer readings. Now, obviously, when you go to the petrol station, it tells you how much it costs per litre for you to fill up your car, but it's a good idea to figure out how much fuel your car takes in every time. So how much fuel it's eating through every time you drive. That way you know whether it's a good car and if you're saving money. So older cars have a higher fuel consumption rate, and you're spending more money on these when you do it. So let's have a look. This is the formula that we're going to use. So it's the amount of fuel in litres times 100 divided by the distance you travel. So for the example, it says a medium-sized car travelled 750 kilometres using 60 litres of petrol. What was the fuel consumption? So all we're doing is 60 times by 100 and divided by 750. And you put that straight into your calculator. And the answer is 8. but we write it like this. It's 8 litres per 100 kilometres. So your car travels 100 kilometres, it uses 8 litres of fuel in that time. Now, obviously, the fuel consumption rates are bigger and smaller depending on the size of your car. Hope that makes sense for you guys. If not, leave me some comments on the Google Classroom or on this video if you're not part of my regular classes. Thank you.